Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So I wanted to talk about episode 8, the ending there, talk about episode 9, just because obviously episode 8 aired tonight, and so now we are now like officially for sure done the first part here of The Walking Dead. And so I want to give my thoughts on how I view it overall. And I also want to talk about what you can expect in episode 9, and also talk about that episode 9 trailer. If you haven't seen it yet, it's really great, honestly. Like, you see a lot of things that certain things that I really wanted to see in episode 8 we didn't get, that we didn't get to see, we actually do see in episode 9 and 10. The trailer, I guess, isn't really an episode 9 trailer. It kind of is, because I think most of it is footage from episode 9, but there's also footage from episode 10, 11, and 12, and I don't know if it's going to go any further than that. But anyways, before we go any further, obviously, if you're new here and you want more Walking Dead content and all that stuff, then make sure to go hit subscribe. And also, obviously, as usual, this will contain spoilers for tonight's episode of The Walking Dead, but let's talk about episode 8. So obviously, episode 8 ends on a pretty big cliffhanger, right? We see the Watcha, or whatever it was called, it went off. Leah is now the new leader of the Reapers, and I actually kind of like that because I think that makes more sense for the character. But I will say I am very disappointed with Pope's arc. Like, I thought he would matter a little bit more. I knew the character wasn't going to be long-lived. I knew this was a smaller arc. I just thought there would be a lot more here between the Reapers and Maggie. I thought there was going to be a lot more of like, oh, damn, the Reapers did this, or like maybe Maggie did this to the Reapers, but and maybe we still have to learn that. Maybe that's something that they're still gonna to go or come around back to in episode 9. But as of now, we didn't get any of that. So it just kind of seems like the Reapers are bad for the sake of being bad, right? Like, I don't really understand what they did to Maggie. What happened? Did they just go there to burn down Maggie's or take over Meridian and everything? You know what I mean? Like, I don't completely understand what happened and why Pope marked Maggie specifically. Like, why? You know, Pope used those, or that one Reaper used that word, that like, Pope marked you. Like, he said that, or not word, but that phrase, right? He said that in episode 17 of season 10. It didn't seem like it really mattered because Maggie and Pope never got a scene together. So like, I don't really know. You know, we'll have to wait until episode 9 and 10 just to kind of see the ending to this arc, and then we'll know more. Like, that's the one thing all of us were expecting, or at least most of us, based off the comments of my previous videos, we're all expecting the Reaper arc to end in episode 8. But it was a lot for them to wrap up here, and so it's obviously going to be extended a little bit into 9 and into 10. And so that's where, you know, I have some big questions on what's going to happen next with Leah and some of the Reapers, because we have this trailer here where you do see shots of Leah and the Reapers, or not Reapers, but this Carver anyway. So that's 2 Reapers that do make it out, and it's during the day. It's a different location, so obviously something happens here where they do escape. Maggie and Negan seem to make it out. You also have Daryl and a few others out as well. So I look at it as like, you know, it's not really much of a cliffhanger, and I think, well, I mean, it is a cliffhanger, but it's not going to be much of a resolution to it. We're not going to get that payoff, because I think that the next scene, honestly, is we're going to see what happens. Somehow they're going to get out. Maybe Gabriel saves them. A wall gets blown up and they all escape that way. Somehow they're going to get out. And then I think that it's going to build up to the opening theme song. We're going to see that play. And then after that, it's going to cut back to a scene like this right here of Maggie out in the woods, or we'll see Daryl. You know, it's just going to be like that. Like, if they made it out, it's been a few hours later, and now they're just on their way back. And then it's just sort of, what do they do now? Right. And they also have to take some food back. So they're probably going to do that. They might chase the Reapers out and actually like defeat the Reapers in that situation. But it's basically going to be that, you know, the episode is just going to be them, you know, defeating the Reapers somehow and getting food, because there's a shot in the trailer where we do see food. So obviously they do take food from Meridian. They decide to not stay there because it's probably not worth staying there. Leah and Carver make it out as well. And then they go their separate ways. Alden's, you know, that whole thing there, I think we're going to find out what happens to him in 9 as well. He could die in that episode. He might already be dead already, right? They might go back there and just find him as a walker. It might just, they might play it really fast. I hope they don't do it too fast, but it's going to be likely one of those things. It's possible Maggie and Negan don't make it back right away, that Daryl and Gabriel, and actually I don't even know about Gabriel, well, actually potentially Gabriel and Elijah, they all come back first, and then Maggie and Negan go separately to go find Alden and bring him home. And then in episode 10 maybe, or like at the end of 9, we're going to see Alden as a zombie. that's sort of how it ends. It's a sad, but at the same time, we're going to have Daryl and Connie's reunion, right? So that's going to be a big moment there because it's happening in next week's episode. Or not next week's episode, but for episode 9. And that's right. Episode 9 is coming back on February 20th. They've already confirmed the date. It's coming back February 20th, which is exciting because for AMC Plus viewers such as myself, we're actually going to be able to watch it a week earlier on February 13th. So a little bit earlier than normal. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. I mean, it's basically the same time, but I just mean with the February 13th date. Like, that's going to be nice to watch it about a week or two early. I think last year it came out like February 28th, 29th. Or no, there was no leap. Oh, no, was there a leap year last year? I think there was actually, but I'm thinking back to season 10. I'm pretty sure like early this year was February 28th. But yeah, overall, looking at part 1, the first part was definitely more of a darker season. Honestly, it feels weird. It tonally feels weird. I really like the aspect of them on the road. I like how dark it is. But it just feels different, and it's not really necessarily in a good way. I like the darker tone to it. I definitely like that the Commonwealth were slowly introduced. I like that this first part was more of a downtime sort of story, right? Because I think we needed that. We literally just came off of a war, and I'm ignoring the bonus episodes because those bonus episodes, I hate that they even exist, but we literally just came off of a war, right? Ignoring the bonus episodes, episode 16 was the end of the Whisperer War. We just got you know what I mean? So to expect a ton of action right away was kind of ridiculous. So I'm happy that we got more of a slower story, more of a relaxed story, more of those filler episodes, because I think you need that separation before you build it up again. It can't just be constant action. That said, there were some things that they could have done better. There could have been more reveals in this first part, and there could have been, I guess, some changes with the focus. And I think that's the issue with all of this right now, is that you have big stories everywhere, and no one really knows what to focus on. Like I am more excited for the Commonwealth arc because it actually is exciting. Sebastian Milton's going to be an asshole of a character, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch him annoy the shit out of everyone. I'm going to hate him, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But we have no main characters there. None of the characters that are my favorite characters are over there. They're over there with the Reaper arc, which is not as interesting. Still is a little fun, but it's not as interesting because we know the arc is sort of pointless in the end, right? But you do have your main characters there. So the interests are everywhere. The Maggie and Negan stuff was a lot of fun, but again, even though we did get moments from their story and moments of them together in like most of the episodes, they were always very short scenes. And so it was like, where's the focus, right? I think the first part, I think that's my main criticism, is it lacks focus. And I wish that they would have, gave a little bit more reveals, spent more time with the characters together, maybe actually have kept them together, right? Instead of Daryl being held captive at Meridian, because that was kind of boring. Maybe have Maggie, Daryl, and Negan together, traveling there. And then, just, I don't know, you can do more things there, right? I think just the way they handled it, it wasn't as interesting for me. So we'll have to see where part 2 goes, because based off the trailer, it actually looks a lot better because you're going to have everyone together. And it seems like we're going to have 2 main storylines, right? We're just going to have Daryl and Carol and everyone at the Commonwealth, and then Maggie and Negan in Alexandria. But you're also going to have the Commonwealth in Alexandria too, right? You're going to have some troops there. So you're going to have just 2 storylines like that, which should be a lot of fun, and I really look forward to seeing what they're going to do there. Gimple may be making an announcement tonight. I'm not entirely sure. He might not. He's on Talking Dead, and usually when he's on Talking Dead, fans start to look around because that could obviously, he could announce some Rick movie stuff. He could announce a lot of things here, and so if he does, I will do a video on that. I'm also planning on doing a Fortnite video. It's going to be a very, very short video, just sort of a reaction to my first time ever playing it, because Rick Grimes is on there. So it's kind of cool. It's the first Rick related anything that we've gotten in over about 3 years, right? So I'm definitely really excited about that. It's kind of cool playing as a Rick. You even have Rick as with the murder jacket, which is pretty cool. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I really did. I overall enjoyed the first part here. If I were to rate it anything, I would probably rate it a 7 out of 10, 7 to 7.5 out of 10. I think that a lot of the tonally anyways, I think they did hit their mark. It was it was a good start. They set up a lot of stuff that I think is going to be really exciting. It's just the Reaper arc and just what happened there. That's really the only issues I have with it, is like it was too slow. We didn't really get as much as we wanted to, and it just kind of lacked focus overall. And that's sort of the conclusion I have for the first part here. But I still enjoyed it. It was obviously a lot of fun. I should do a ranking of all my favorite episodes, because there were some episodes here that I really liked, and some episodes that were just sort of like meh, like they were all right. Like I did enjoy them, but they're definitely, in terms of like I know this is not the mid-season finale. Everyone keeps referring to it as the mid-season finale, but it's not. I guess they're just used to it. It's episode 8. It's like I've been seeing people say tri-season finale, right? But in terms of taking all previous episode 8s into consideration here, this one was definitely in the bottom half of some of the episodes. It was definitely one of the weaker ones, out of all 11. Well, I guess season 1 didn't have an episode 8, but if you're looking at it from seasons 2 to 11, right, that's like, 10 seasons in total. This one, I think, is in the bottom half of that. I don't know exactly where I would place it, but, it is what it is. It definitely was exciting at the end, and I can't wait to see where they're going, because that trailer for the first part, or the second part, looks really great. It looks like a lot of the criticisms I have for the first part is going to be changed in the second part, but we're just gonna have to see where they go and how much they hype up the story, right? Because now is the time where you start to build. You're in the second part. This is supposed to be the conflict part of this 3-arc story, right? So now's the time where they start to build it up a little bit. But anyways, hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Make sure to be a subscriber if you want more Walking Dead content like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.